Welcome to SkuSuite, your inventory and order management software solution. My name is Aaron. I am founder and CEO. In this video today, I'd like to give you a quick demo of our platform to show you some features and functionalities of how this can really help your business get streamlined and automated today. If you need any further information, please contact us directly. We're available by phone, email, and chat 24 hours, 7 days a week. So let's get started. So I have a few tabs already open, but you can log in just by simply clicking this button over here, or you can go to the URL directly, which is ss.skusuite.com. And once you're logged in securely, you will be redirected to a dashboard. Now, this dashboard has different settings for each user to see it or not to see it because it has some sensitive data like estimated profits for the day. We have some large clients that are making a lot of money and they don't want every one of their employees to see that. These are different statuses of orders. The results can be filtered by week, by month, by date, custom dates, and of course we have performance by month per channel, hot items of the month, and a right side company calendar with events that you can add. So let's move on. Now, as we can see the header, we have quick search options, which you could search for all these different options quickly and then it automatically redirects to what you're looking for. We have a cash register, which is like a POS system for retail. We have order imports per channel. You could update all or import per channel, or this is getting done automatically. Our settings, live chat support. So when you click that, that opens up, you contact somebody directly. Your profile, my profile, log out. And the settings is where everything gets configured initially for new accounts. Really important to go through all these steps. You get to learn about all our features and functionalities that we offer, all the special configurations per account, because every account on our platform is so different. Even though two of the same companies are selling the same products, they have totally different back-end operations, back-end processes, pick, pack, and ship processes. Their warehouses are designed differently. So it's really important to kind of know how you want to set this thing up for you. And we'll get into all the details soon about every single one of these options. So let's just go through our navigation real quick. On inventory, we have inventory search, add, remove, audit, inventory move. So if you're moving it from one bin to another bin or one warehouse to another warehouse, SKU transfer. This is for grading. If you have used, refurbished, or A grade, B grade, C grade stuff, you want to retain that SKU level and transfer it from one SKU to another with the serial number. Inventory transfer, you schedule transfers between one warehouse to another. So we have clients that have warehouses in New Jersey, but warehouses also in Chicago, and they need to transfer inventory between each one and have a full record of expenses. So your cost of goods sold are accurately calculated at the time of sale. All these things are super important. Returns, if you want to create a return, which is an add back into the system, quality control, per location, store listings. These are listings that you have in your stores that are set up, Amazon, eBay, Walmart, and such. Listings manager, we pull in all your listings. We can make sure that your products are listed. If you have inventory, there's certain rules, what we could do to help you map it. It gives you a full insight of all your channels, how it's being listed, where it's being listed, for how much, and what are some sales velocities for 7, 14, 13-day history. Manage FBA inventory. If you're selling on Amazon and you're doing FBA, you want full insight into your inventory. You want to know what's going on, what movements, and these are also tools to kind of pull in data and pull in your orders and make sure that your inventory is aligned. Manage FBA shipments. We create all the small parcel deliveries to Amazon. We create the shipments plans. We create the shipment details, the box content info, the labeling, FN SKUs, and all related to FBA. So it's really cool. In terms of products, you view your products list, inactive products. You could create a product, create a combo. We call them combos. Everybody calls them bundles and kits, and we do it in both different ways. You can do a bundle, a kit, or a combo with multiple SKUs per item, or multiple one SKU for multiple items, different aliases for it, and mapping it to a parent so that you keep track of all the inventory levels within your pick, pack, and ship process. And on to the orders section. We have view orders, create invoice, create sales order, or create a quote. Now there is a difference between an invoice and a sales order, and that's related to payments and terms. If you go into the orders section, we have different statuses. Each status does mean something. Back orders for inventory or orders that don't have any inventory. Quotes are just simple quotes out to a customer. For sales opportunities, pending orders that have not been processed or inventory has not been reserved, awaiting payment, awaiting shipment, awaiting pickup, awaiting verification, which we can get into at a later time. This is with scanning functionalities, making sure that every order goes out correctly. We have the verify items function right here. You could scan the barcode, scan the UPC, scan the serial, make sure it's all verified before allowing the system to process that order into the next stage of things. In awaiting shipment, that means it's already been processed. Inventory has been deducted. Here's an example of an order demo, so you can kind of look at all the details here on the left hand side on all these boxes, payments, balances. You can view the details for packaging services if you have that, receive payments, order notes, create the shipping label from right here, print the invoice, packing slips. You can edit the order, add a file to the order, edit the prices, all these different options, receive payment, cancel, mark a ship, mark for pickup, delete the order if you need to, depending on permission. That is a user permission setting. But these are really cool things right here, what you can do on an order. Of course, you have it within this list as well. You can create an order right here. You can print pick list. If you multi-select, you can print the pick list as well. You can email the invoice over to the customer with your template. You can create a shipping label, and you have all these different options in actions. So get customer signature if you have a tablet, and dropping off goods, receiving a payment, mark as shipped, mark as paid, set as high priority. This will highlight it in red as you can see in the background. Edit prices. You can edit the pricing to the customer at any time, duplicating the order or creating a replacement. These are all features and functionalities that we can break down and get into, but all mean something very important to the system. And you can customize each view on our platform with the columns to show and hide based on your needs. Again, you can open up any order with just simply clicking the order number, getting the full breakdown on credits or payments. You can view the customer. You could get, this is an eBay customer, so you have, addresses, transactions, financials, logo, customer account, notes, any API if you have some sort of third-party API that you want to push orders to. These are all pretty cool information on an order side, but there's just a lot more. We do batch printing, so you could create labels, total rates, get the rates for a label. You can receive the payment on any one of these orders quickly just by navigating around. Learning the system, where everything is, how it works. You have the FedEx, UPS, all these integrated options. So let's say UPS ground, 2 pounds, package is your packaging, missing ship to, state, let's see the address. That's why. Let's pick something else. Keep in mind this is a demo account. So there you go. It automatically gets the rate. You can see the options here for the best value for that service, and automatically create a label and ship it out. You can print it. We do direct thermal printing, so you don't have to select a printer each time. Quick local printer connections to our platform. The order section, I say, is probably the most critical aspect of the system, because obviously if you have no sales and orders, then you have no business. But here, creating an invoice or creating a sales order is super easy, fully scannable, so you can scan barcodes, add the items. It's been programmed to do certain things when you're multi-scanning items, automatically adding pieces, quickly searching for a customer, auto-populating their information, selecting the sales date. The order type is a wholesale order. We do all different types. We have B2C clients that have call centers that use this type of functionality as well. They're more on the create sales order section, which would take the payment method, credit card, put in the credit card. We're PCI compliant, DSS. We're vaulting in and encrypting all this secure data, and we are allowing for the transactions to be processed directly with the merchant, getting a response, and allowing for fulfillment of that order if the transaction is authorized and captured. You could choose if you want it captured or not, but authorized is an option as well. In the customers, you can view all your different customers here per channel. You can save whatever customer information you want in the settings, which we can break down after. You can add as many custom attributes that you need on the customer side. Vendors, we do all your purchase orders, all your receiving. So for example, here's all these list of different purchase orders. Obviously it's a test account, but you can see what we do here on the PO level. This is really important for tracking expenses on a PO. So if you have a cost of an item is $100, but your expenses are 1,000, that needs to be factored into COGS, average weighted landed costs. So we take that formula, calculate everything needed to give you really accurate costs for when items are sold and received into inventory. So you would scan and receive inventory right here. So let's say you want to receive only 10 pieces. You could scan the locations, scan the serial numbers, and that's one of the biggest differentiators about our platform is the serialization tracking. Now we have clients that use it and our large clients that are processing hundreds or if not thousands of orders per day with serial numbers going in and out, more for electronics like phones, TVs, and high-end electronics or high-end jewelers that are using our platform. Rolex watches have serial numbers on it. These are so important to keep track of throughout the entire fulfillment process, from receiving it from the vendor to shipping it to the customer, avoiding fraud returns. And this is why SkuSuite was built in the first place, because back when we started this 7 years ago, there was no serialization availability in a cloud-based ERP solution. So we had to build our own, and we've gotten a long way with those specific features, which I discussed earlier. We have SKU transfers for grading. So if you have a TV that comes back damaged, but it's still sellable, but it's a little bit damaged, that serial number still retains to a SKU, and you might want to change that SKU to ABC slash damaged, and then you'll have all that in a specific warehouse or a specific location, and then once an order comes through you can automatically process it to that, and I'll show you each one, but we're trying to give you a quick demo here to give you a really clear idea of how SkuSuite works. So you have all the shipments, all the recent transactions, all the shipments that went out. You can view the labels. This is actually a pickup processed, and shows you where it's reserved from, the serials that were reserved for this order in the verification process, and it was picked up and processed. So this is an example, and if you want to create a return, you have an RMA option, create the label straight to the customer. RMAs are very important to keep track of. Also, all the returns, the conditions of those returns, all things that your business really needs to keep really good tracking for. We do on the vendor side, you can view all the purchase orders, you can create a purchase order. This is all the options, select the vendor, select the pricing terms. You have to click or scan an item to add, notes, representative, the default shipping addresses, the tracking number, if any. You want to go to your vendor list and manage all your vendors, you could do that right here. Each one of these columns are sorted. You can edit it for your screen, how you want it to be shown, and it saves cached by your user. Vendor returns, RTVs, these are super important too. When you're working with vendors and they're not creating, you're returning inventory to them, you need to keep track of that, because they're not immediately giving you a credit. They're not immediately giving you a refund or returning or replacing inventory for you. So they could be, we did hundreds of thousands of dollars in returns to vendors, and you can easily keep track of that stuff, and that's a lot of money for any company. Vendor credits. If a vendor is giving you a credit for any item that you return to them, or sometimes a vendor will call you and say, "Hey, I'm sorry about that shipment. I'll give you $1,000 credit for your next purchase." Okay, you want to keep track of that too. It's so important to know where all your money is at all times, especially with inventory and warehousing and stuff like that. On the products catalog side, I would say that it all begins with the product. If you don't have your product in stock, I mean, not in stock, I'm sorry. If you don't have your product created in SkuSuite, then you can't add inventory to it so it can be in stock. So there's two levels of an inventory and a product. And that inventory is also assigned to a location within a warehouse. All these are related within the tables on the database to make sure that every single transaction is logged, secured. We know who did it, what time it was done, and we can really track back and trace any events in case any inventory goes missing or people made mistakes and you want to become more efficient. With AI tools today, the possibilities are endless. So it's pretty cool to know that. On the customers, we didn't discuss this yet. In terms of viewing the customers, you could do that. Add a customer quickly, creating a customer. Here's the information, customer information, contact information, the addresses, the financials information for that customer, if the customer has a logo, if you are using their carrier information to ship on their behalf, which is third-party billing, and if you want to add any notes. There's also some special instructions that you get to appear automatically on when you're creating an invoice. Some pretty cool things here. In terms of adding a credit memo manually on a customer, you can do that simply by finding any customer. You want to give them a credit memo amount. Will automatically create a credit for this customer on their next purchase to use. In addition, you can email that credit memo to them. Let's see if there's any over here. Created, no, it's a demo account. But if anybody wants to see further details, just contact me directly or anybody else, and we'll show you how that really works. Keep in mind, I could also set you up with a login to this demo account. If you're interested, just contact us at any time, and I will get you access to this demo account. Reports, awesome tools to have. Some of the most critical things in business is knowing where your items are at all times, what your serial numbers are at all times. So I'll just quickly click some of these examples. Your inventory history, your serial number history, your transactional history by users, your user history, your items shipped and items sold. It's similar, but not. Just because it's sold doesn't mean that it's shipped. There could be back orders, there can be on hold issues, but it's still considered sold, but it hasn't been shipped. Shipped is really our final trend of where the order status has been completed. Add history, this is all inventory added history. You could change the cost here if you have the right permission. You could look it up by PO number. These are things that come in very handy throughout day-to-day operations. Now, restock replenishment report. This is a really good forecasting, intuitive restock replenishment report based on some formulas that we have with lead times, restocking, sales trends, and you can see here in settings, if I go to inventory management, restock alert. So how many days of inventory do you want to make sure you have stock available for? 120. How many days back do you want to look for sales trends? 240. Every account is different. This is a demo account, don't forget that. But most common is either 30 days or 14 days, and these are really two factors that really help give you a good report that you can export or get notified when stock is running low. It shows you anything that's inbound, what are the last POs for that, how much you last spent on it. It's important. Buying is important. If you buy too much, your money is gone. If you buy too little, you didn't make any money. So all these little things to running a business is super critical, and you need additional staff or help to get that done. We can help you with that too. It's something that you really want to take full control, and having this type of system for your business gives you in-depth data of everything that's going on. And we can break that down now in the settings real quick. I think I showed you some of the things here. Tools, importing, that's how we can get started. We have a video online that shows how to, for new accounts, to get onboarded and set up within settings. I encourage you to check that video out too, but you can import pretty much everything that you need to get started: products, inventory, customers, vendors. This is really the way to expedite your onboarding process. You can export any data you need. as well. Advanced exporting tools we have, which is pretty cool, gives you the option to select what you want to see on that export. We have some standardized exports, so export your entire catalog, your available inventory. You could do it by inventory location, by customers. Something that I would love for you to go in and check out yourself. In what else am I missing here? So this is pretty much what we do. Printing, printing barcodes and labels. We print out directly to your thermal printer. So Dymo, Zebra, it's directly connected. You can set the settings up right here and allow for quick printing. We do warehouse location printing, location labels here, FBA. Labels, FN SKUs, that's at the time of creating FBA shipments. All interesting versions to look at. Now let me just show you a different scenario on the order screen just so you have a different idea. So here is a pending order. Pending orders, you can edit it at any time. This is from eBay. Can't really edit much, but what this means is the order is pending. There was an issue with getting it processed. What was the issue here to getting it processed, or the client unprocessed this? We have permission to kind of showcase this account on the demo. This looks okay. Let's try to process it. Oh, error. Inventory not found. So what that means is if you look up this SKU, and this is a good example of to know what is really going on. If you go to inventory search for this client, he has no inventory. So the order can't get processed. We don't have any way to bypass that in our system, and it's really important. Meaning, we're not other softwares that you can pull in orders and just ship and create a label. No, if you don't have inventory and something doesn't match, then I'm sorry, we are not processing it. We don't allow for negative inventory counts unless it's on back order or on hold, and that's a factor into rebuying, replenishments, forecasting. These are all tools that we provide for the most efficient business process. Let's get back to the orders real quick just so we can check it out. And this client has, set up with their system wholesale channel, their Amazon, their eBay, their Walmart, and their Shopify and FBA. So you have here FBA shipments, for example, just so you kind of could check it out. Here is a tool where we provide a way that you can create all the FBA shipment right from SkuSuite to Seller Central, print the box labels and everything that Seller Central could do for you. Makes it really easy because inventory is automatically depleted. You don't have to go in and manually go and deduct inventory. We keep track of all inventory that has been shipped out to FBA with that reason so that we can track the cost of goods sold. And then when we're importing orders, FBA orders, then we know that, hey, okay, this is something that we need to look at. So let's just see, for example, these are all FBA orders that have been imported. And we pass a report. We have a report in custom reports, FBA profit report. This will allow you to produce a report based on sales at FBA and get some profits and margins. Now, if I showed you on a shipped FBA order, here you'll see we pull in the fees as well, referral fee and fulfillment fees. So we are able to pass the COGS also and get you the bottom line. That's important to know too. We do that with all the regular orders as well. So for example, here is a replacement order. A label has been created. No, not that one. It might be old. Yeah, that's old. Let's see a recent Amazon order. And boom. So all this is kind of easy to set up. We can walk you through getting your account up and running on our platform as quickly as possible. The reporting aspect is customizable. features and functionalities on our platform are extremely customizable as well. We have gotten this far with clients that have realized, hey, let's get something tailor fit to our needs that we can't really find that's affordable out there, and this company could really help us. We have plenty of references and clients that we can put you in touch with who will probably tell you SkuSuite's the next best thing out there. You could check out our reviews online as well, and highly recommend you setting up a demo with us, getting a demo account set up for you, and going in there and playing around with our features and functionalities. Settings. This is something that is just going to give you a quick overview to wrap this demo up because it's getting a little too long for a demo, but I wanted to kind of just give this last bit in there. User management, creating users, you can set up all the permissions that you need. Sales tax settings on sales orders or invoices if you're shipping to or have another state that you are required or obligated to collect taxes for. This is pretty important. Customer groups and pricing tiers. Pricing is set up in 3 tiers right now as default. If you need additional customer groups and pricing tiers, you can map one to another and give you unlimited pricing groups. So, for example, customer group A gets pricing B, customer group C gets pricing D. They could be mapped so that when you are selecting products to add for that customer's invoice, they automatically get those pricing, and that's controlled on the product level. We can break down the products right after this. Integrations, actually, customer attributes. This I was explaining earlier. You can add as many custom attributes to a customer's account. It's pretty easy to do. Every customer for us and their customers have different fields. So we just had that dynamically created and added per account. Integrations, payment processors, Authorize.net, Heartland, PayPal. We can pretty much integrate with any API out there depending on what you need. These are already set up by other clients, and we are more than happy to process your credit card transactions on our platform. TaxJar, if you want to send your tax information and nexuses to TaxJar. Addresses API is locate.com for quick address verification lookup and populating that valid address to the order. It ensures or actually helps with shipments and making sure that shipment is going to the right address. Selling channels. This is where you set up all your channels. This client has various channels already set up, but if you need to set up more, we do allow multiple accounts from Amazon on one account, multiple eBay accounts on one account, all these different channels that we have set up. We are continuously adding additional channels almost every month. It's based on requests, so if you have a special request for a specific channel, let us know, or we might be working on it already, but inquire within. And within each channel, you can set up your store settings. You have the business address, the branding, the logo, the email, purchase order emails. You have, back to the store settings, Shopify, the connection. You can add the connection and then set up the status, sync inventory, get the location IDs from Shopify and assign it to a location within SkuSuite. You can edit Amazon, status active, sync inventory, SFP for SFP sellers. We buy the shipping and the labels directly for you. Sync FBA inventory and sync FBA orders. eBay, same options, status and sync inventory. We synchronize inventory across all the different channels. And we do that right here within store listings. So if you go to store listings on your account and we pull in the orders for you, it is important to know what and how your listings are performing as well. So we map that by first we pull in, this is looking up Shopify, but it's a lot of listings. It's over 10,000 listings. But if you show up, let's say Amazon, for example, and we first pull in all the Amazon active listings. Then from the active listings, we map it to an internal SKU. This has the only one mapped for this account. and he's syncing 100% of that inventory, but it's not enabled. So you would enable it and disable it here. We synchronize that inventory count as long as you have available inventory, and the formula is to check pending orders. Inventory synchronizations are working every 10 to 15 minutes automatically, as long as you activate it. We can activate a bunch of things on the back end for automations and automatic order imports, automatic processing. We could do a couple of things based on your account. In So now that we sync inventory, we pull in all the listings, we shoot it back to them and let them know that you don't want to sell out of stock. And we have our listings manager as well. This is where you want to see all your listings on all the different platforms, what they're selling for, price listed. Make sure that it's mapped. We have different filters here available, SKUs listed, all these different options that you can filter for, but this kind of shows you what your 7-day history, sales, 14, 13-day per platform. Really good insight. Helps you really determine what you want to buy, where you want to allocate inventory more. Something that you should play around with if you're a part of our platform, because we have some clients that are really successful using this feature. And last but not least, to see the FBA inventory here. Just pull in a feed directly from Amazon. You can, all these columns are sortable, and you can map this together. Let's say if we update mapping, let's see what happens. Boom, that just updated. And we found their internal parent SKUs. And this is the last when it was updated about a little while ago. So this is pretty much SkuSuite. What we do, we have a lot of other features and functionalities within the creating a product. Here's just kind of look at creating a product, UPC, item SKU, all these different options, related SKUs, vendor SKUs, product images, product pricing, standard cost, retail price, wholesale tiered pricing. We have discount pricing rules. We have additional details on the item, so we can calculate shipping, aliases, marketplace settings, attributes, custom attributes to a product, variations. If you're creating one product has multiple different variations, we have the quick ability to create those variations for you. And then, of course, sync them to a parent SKU or master SKU. Customs and tariff codes, reorder levels, minimum quantity, reorder amount, reserved quantity, lead time, and these are all factors within our platform. Hopefully this demo really showed you what you can do on the search inventory. You can click on any one of these, view the location if you want to just filter by that location. If you want to view the history of that product, it's not a good example, not a lot of history there, but let's see what else we can do. Pick out another one random, view history. That also doesn't have much history. But this is definitely something, your company and your business, if it's either in wholesale, retail, online marketplaces, and you're fulfilling it, your inventory, even if you're just doing FBA, you need something to keep track of that. It's still coming in unless your vendors are sending it directly to Amazon FBA, then I would say, okay, you could keep track of things in Excel and that, but it's not efficient. And having a tool, cloud-based, enabling you to access it from wherever you are on the fly, knowing what's going on at all times. I'm a firm believer, if you don't know your numbers, then you're destined to have your business go bankrupt. You need to know your numbers. You need to know what your margins are. You need to know where inventory and all your money is at all times. We come from a background that this was one of the most critical aspects of running a business. And if we didn't have that in place, we would be in trouble. Just navigating through all these different steps so you can see what kind of scanning functions, scanning features that we have. Returns, just want to kind of click through it. Products, showing you the product catalog. And keep in mind, every single customer of ours, it looks different because their accounts are so different from one another. Here are batches for shipping. And, we have some really large clients that are processing, hundreds, if not thousands of orders per day. And our system is great. It's helped. You can call them and ask and see what it really means for them being on our platform. I really appreciate the time that you've taken to take a look at this demo. Any questions, please feel free to contact us directly. You can email my team at support@skusuite.com. You can email me directly as well, aaron@skusuite.com. Our phone number is 212-452-5011, and would love to get your company on board. Have a great day, and thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate it.